Welcome, everyone, to the Proven Knowledge Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Church. I'm a music producer from Northeast Ohio. I began this weekly interview series to give you different perspectives from artists, producers, engineers, and other individuals in the music industry. In each episode, we touch on not only what has helped the person succeed, but we also touch on what has shaped them into the person that they are today. I hope you're able to gain some real proven knowledge from the show, and that it helps elevate you on your own journey to success as well. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 308 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. Today I welcomed a North Carolina native who's actually currently based out of Chicago, Illinois. His name is Nineside, and Nineside was sent to me by Dom. Shout out to Dom for always sending amazing guests my way. No different this week. Great conversation with Nineside. He talked about his many influences early on in music, how that led him to really create his own sound through a clash of different genres like hip-hop, R&B, and even jazz. And he talked about developing his sound over the last few years, which has led up to him releasing a lot of new music here in 2026, including Cinema and his latest track, LaLa, which he gave the backstory for both of those, and revealed he has a brand new album that he's finishing up that'll be coming out real soon. Super excited for that too. He also talked about his future goals to hopefully diversify to other areas while still doing music, and just keep being able to be prosperous in every avenue that he wants to go down. And I think he has a great attitude. He talked about, being able to kind of reinvent himself along the way, not being afraid of change, which I think is a huge thing for a lot of people. And I think he just has not only the sound and the style as an artist, but that attitude, I think, is going to keep sending him along the right path and getting him where he wants to be. So I want to say again, shout out to Nineside for stopping by this week for this great conversation. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy this one too. So without further ado, let's get into it. Well, today is episode 308, and I am joined by a North Carolina native. He's currently based in Chicago. Nineside is here. How you doing, man?
Man, what's going on, man? It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for taking time out on a Saturday to do this. And I usually kind of kick off every episode by asking the guest, how did you get into music initially? And just kind of give us the beginnings of Nineside. Like, how did the idea of Nineside come about for you?
Yeah, for sure. First off, you're welcome. Definitely wanted to be on here, so making time in my schedule wasn't too much. So yeah, you're welcome for that. But as far as, and thank you for having me here. But yeah, man, as far as I got started, just like anybody else, well, for the most part, like my parents, really, really big on music. They always played music around the house, things like that. So I grew up singing in the choir, things of the sorts. My mom helping me just get ready, like, for performances and stuff in middle school when I started doing, like, theater for a little bit, and was singing, doing plays, stuff like that. So that's where it really started. But of course, like, I took a tangent with sports for real. And I was just away from music for a long time, but that was really my origin. I had always been singing, writing, things of the sort. So like when it just came back full scale, when I after COVID happened, and I just had time to kind of sit down and do some new things. Homies was doing music, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start music just to help them, not even like wanting to be artists for real. And then ended up becoming an artist. It was like, it just felt comfortable again.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the moment that you're doing the right thing and you're on the right track too, when it feels very natural and you're able to kind of just get back into it in that way. I'm a little curious about your sound and style, because what I've heard from certain songs of yours, especially the ones you've been putting out recently, you love to kind of blend different styles and sounds. I feel like there's a lot of hip-hop mixed in there, some R&B mixed in there. You do things on the melodic side now and then. So where do you think you kind of draw influence from, but also how do you think you've been able to kind of develop your own sound so far as an artist as well?
Yeah, for sure. Good question. Great question, actually, because I would say that, like, I've had influences of good music, but I make sure that I try not to, you feel me, sound like anybody else. Because dang, if I could sit here to talk all day about influences I've had from like people like Andre 3000, we're really Outkast as a whole. Little Brother, that's a group I found out about from North Carolina. So they're like Little Brother Ninth Wonder, when they got started, for learning my history of music in North Carolina, stumbled onto them. I like their sounds, of course, like the Waynes, Drakes, Kendricks, Coles, like people like that. But even people from like man, well, not just rap. Like if we talking R&B and things of the sorts, like it's a lot of people like Tank D'Angelo, even flashes of Chris Brown, Usher, things have like just music that you listen to, and I listen to a lot of like neo soul things of the sort. So like my palette for music can stretch anywhere from like jazz to hip hop to pop, contemporary, alternative, just whatever I'm feeling. So I I look at music as what I like. I like what I like in music. So it would kind of be like crazy for me not to try to touch on those sounds to see if I could make my own wave in there.
Yeah.
And it just kind of helps as a writer to know like different things, and I engineer as well. So like trying to learn different styles, how to do different genres and things like that. It always helps to just practice as well. But me personally is like I never want to put myself in a box. I've always wanted to develop my own sound. So it's like, how can I take certain things that may inspire me? Like, ooh, this may sound like an Outkast song. What would it sound like if it was Outkast featuring Nineside instead of like, oh, what if I was trying to be Big Boy, or what if I was trying to be, you feel me, Andre, things like that. So I just always look at it, if I was trying to get in on this song or this beat or this type of feel, what would I do?
Yeah.
And that just helped me kind of develop my own sound at a rapid pace, because I've always just kind of been focused on myself and how I want to push my sound forward.
Yeah. I think that allows you to kind of have fun with it too, you know what I mean? Which is the I think that's the end goal at the end of the day, because obviously we have to take ourselves like a certain amount of a certain level of seriousness as an artist to get that end result that you want. But I think being able to do what you just said, which is kind of like, experiment, have fun, figure things out as you go, that kind of keeps it loose and good. And I think I saw you drop 3 songs so far this year since the top of the year. Cinema's probably my favorite one. I'll say that personally. I really like that one a lot. But tell us about these recent records and, why you even decided to put these ones out and what that eventually is going to lead to for the rest of the year.
Okay, so starting at the top of the year, some new. I was literally just bored, in the process of like revamping my style and revamping my sound and like getting my rollout together, with different opportunities that I've been having, and moving back to Chicago, linking up with my team, stuff like that, so that was just something. I was impulsive. I hadn't dropped in a while. I was like, let me just, do something. And then a whole bunch of people on social media were like, yo, I like this. Like, I like this sound from you. Ooh, drop it. So I was like, okay. So I just dropped it. But as far as like Cinema and my most recent one, LaLa, like those were scheduled. I definitely wanted to do that. Cinema, that was kind of like, guys being vulnerable again through like that R&B sound. In my own way, is kind of a look at it. It's like a guy is so infatuated with somebody, with a girl, and she's kind of like living life as, for herself, not even realizing what she's like, chasing her dream, not even realizing what she got around her, something like that. But LaLa, that was actually a song inspired by my daughter. I ended up dropping it on her birthday. So I really just did that one day. I was just thinking about like how I feel about her, like the type of love that you feel me, you can only feel as a father. Everybody talks about like, oh, I love my kids, da 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 da. You never really know what that type of love feels like till you have them, you know. So it was just kind of, it started off as that, and then I was like, let me turn it into a general love song, so like everybody can kind of enjoy it. But like the main inspiration was for my daughter. Like, yeah, if you listen to some of the things I'm saying, it's just kind of like describing how I feel about you know the type of love as a parent. So yeah, like. As far as my singles, that's what they were about. That's how they go. But this is all those Cinema and LaLa. They're coming up on an upcoming album that I'm dropping. So, yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wanted to take a quick minute out of today's episode to let you guys know of a way that you can support the show, a way that you can donate some funds to us, starting at as little as $5 or more via our Ko-fi page. Now, we've been using Ko-fi now for a few years, and it's been a very effective way to generate some funds that we end up using for, you know, future guests, sponsors, just an overall way to keep this show as quality as it has been for the last several years, and we always appreciate any and all contributions. So if you go to coffee.com/The Proven Knowledge Podcast, that's ko-fi.com/The Proven Knowledge Podcast, you can donate, like I said, $5 or more. You know, it gives you that option to do 10, 20, 30, or just type in whatever amount. Any contributions are appreciated, and you know, I do this show from the bottom of my heart for the love of it at the end of the day, but those funds are always welcome because they do allow us to do more and be more flexible with how we continue to grow this platform in the future. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. The link will be in the description of the show notes of this episode you're listening to now, so definitely check it out. But without further ado, let's get back into the episode. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I gotta say, the song itself, too, for LaLa, and the artwork, too, it conveys that message very well, which I thought was very cool. So I think pairing that with that artwork was great. That's something that I noticed. And as far as the album, is there anything that you can reveal? Obviously, you don't have to reveal everything right now if you don't want to, but what can people kind of expect? Is it going to be, you know, kind of in that lane of more heartfelt stuff overall, or is it going to kind of be a mix of both, like heartfelt and, I don't know, more serious sides and just different sides of your personality? Like, what can they expect from it overall?
Just that different sides of my personality. So I'll just say this now. It will be a self-titled album, my first self-titled album. So it's so it's just gonna be 9.
Nice.
You know, and this isn't gonna be like most of the stuff that I've dropped recently. The sound wise, kind of, but it's a lot of. I think it's been a lot of surprises. Like I've said in other interviews, I've kind of been like using my drops and using this time to kind of like, you know, sharpen the sword, build different styles. You know, and I think this is going to be a good cultivation of what I've been doing because this sound that I've been preparing for has been like over the past 2-3 years. Like I've been on this.
Yeah.
I just been perfecting it, you know, and decided that I want to like start sharing that with the world again because I feel like I am where I want to be.
Yeah, man.
You know,
that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's time to just capitalize that.
Yeah, that's very exciting, man. And it's good to keep them under wraps for a little bit longer, to have those surprises to be able to share with everyone. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And I guess I guess next I want to touch on, you know, your move. You said moving back to Chicago, kind of refocusing, working on all this new music. Where did that decision ultimately come from to go back to Chicago and start kind of on this next path that you're on? Like, where did that decision come about?
It was something I had to seriously talk about, with my family and everything. But I got a good opportunity up here with my brothers who squat. We've been doing music for a while now, and it was just like we're very like-minded people, and I already had like a job opportunity out here to work out here, so it was just kind of a no-brainer. We've been like plotting this for a while, for real, because like we're both in a space where we can really invest in ourselves, invest in the music, and just do what we need to do. He just started his own media company, things of the sort. So it's like everything that we're doing in house has just been really, you know, I'll say it's a blessing for real, because a lot of people in the independent game, you got to kind of bounce around, do what you can to like find videographers here, or like somebody to take creative direction here. And it's like that. That's why we have an artist community. That's why we have an independent like community for creators. But when you build your own team, even and it's people that you know and trust with your work and who have the same vision as you, it just really worked out all together.
Yeah, I think that allows you to not only execute your plan and your vision in the best way, but it also allows you to kind of position yourself in a way that you keep scaling too as time goes on, and you keep growing through the music and other endeavors as well. So congrats on that, man, because I think that's something to definitely be proud of as well. And you being able to have the foresight of that too, of like, this is going to help me grow and get to the goals I want to get to as well. Because I think a lot of people, even if they know that they have to make that move, they might not be willing to do it because of the fear of like, oh, well, what might happen from the change? But it's like the change can kind of push you to the next level too. So I think that's definitely important and something that everybody can kind of relate to in their own way as well. So, and obviously you go ahead.
And like I've never been scared to just kind of get up and move. Like for real.
That's
like
good.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm from North Carolina, but I went to school in Alabama. This is my second time out here living in Chicago, so it's like I've never been scared to just kind of get up and start over, But it got to make sense.
For sure,
Definitely
for sure.
Make sense.
Well, it's great. It's great you have that trait too, because a lot of people I don't think have that, or even if they do, it's just like the hesitation of it is kind of the hard part. So definitely something to be proud of there. And obviously working with Dom, someone that we both know, the reason why this interview is happening. Shout out to Dom. Is there anybody else that you want to shout out today? Collaborators, could be people that you're working on the new album with, or anybody else that you just want to let people know about today?
Definitely, once again, shout out my boys Zoo Squad. One of the main reasons I'm back out here in Chicago. Shout out my dog, Yes to the Fluid. There's a lot of producers I can shout out, but specifically shout out Smoke, Digital, 1999, Tsunami. These are kind of people who have been here and there throughout my career, things that I've been working on, and definitely a part of the new album. So shouting them out. Shout out my manager, Zach, big help, and it's a lot of people I can name. So shout out all my friends, all my family that's really backing me, and supporters, because there's been a real big jump in like supporters that I've been seeing and things like that. So it could just kind of give you the motivation to keep going. So definitely that. Right. So
nice.
Yeah,
and it's exciting too because it's only going to grow from here. Like the supporters and all that is going to grow exponentially, especially when the album comes out. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new people tapping in, which is exciting. So congrats on that too, man. Congrats on that.
Yeah, man. And the biggest shout out to God, man. Blessed to be in the position I'm in. Just even if it wasn't going well, I'm alive and breathing. So I'm always grateful for that.
Absolutely, man. And we're down to the last few questions here. These are ones I ask on every episode, and the first one is, if you could go back 10 years ago, maybe give yourself a piece of advice, or maybe not change anything at all, what do you think you would do?
I just tell myself, take myself more serious. I think being young, I really let a lot of people talk me out of being myself because it may have been overbearing for them. But there's a part of growth too. You're not always gonna be, you're not always gonna mess with other people. And instead of taking that so personally, I just tell myself, just continue to build on you and take yourself more seriously. Cultivate yourself for real. I let myself still go through most of everything that I went through because, it shaped the man that I am today in the mindset. But, yeah, I definitely just tell myself, take myself more serious.
Yeah. And that can go in all aspects of life, too, which is good to think about and keep in mind. And then we flip that question then and we say 10 years from now, where do you think you envision yourself musically, but also in life in general?
Musically, household name for sure. I think maybe what I'm on is crazy. I know the build-up is gonna be crazy, so it's like, it seems crazy till you do it, but it's like I've always had the vision for that, so that's what I see. But I see with that happening, man, just me kind of ducking off, living somewhere with my family, man. Still enjoying the music, but I was also moving more over to things that I want to do, like fashion, film, photography, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just little passions that I have here on the side. So 10 years from now, I feel like if the world doesn't blow up or implode.
I feel you on that one. It's crazy times, man. Crazy times. Yeah. But I think that's good goals too, to have diversification, which I think is vital. So that's definitely a lot of good things to look forward to. And do you have any final words of wisdom for the listeners today?
Man, no, but I just want to send it out like this, man. It's the 314, baby. Now I'm not waiting. Now the whole world pay me. I go by Mr. International. It's your boy Nineside, man. Just I hope y'all have a good day, man. Go out there, show some love. And yeah.
Awesome, man. That was the ultimate sign off. I love it, man. I gotta say again, thanks for stopping by, man, and taking time out today to do this. And I'm excited for the new project, and I'm also excited for everything else you got coming. And we're tapped in on Instagram now, so I'm sure I'm gonna be seeing a lot of what you got coming up, man. So thanks again. You ever want to stop back too, let me know.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I'll definitely be back, after the drop.
Just want to say thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to hit that coffee link in the description of this episode if you'd like to donate any funds. And we'll see you back here with another new episode next week. As always, thank you for your support.